done nothing.
Yeah, he beat Smoker that one time.
He did
I mean,
beat
we've
Smith
just
that
never
one
seen
time.
him. It doesn't mean he's actually done nothing in the world.
Yeah, literally dragging
In terms of
his feet.
like what he's actually doing, we don't get to see any of it.
He's East Maxing.
Yeah, to be fair, to be fair to Dragon, Dragon is like one of the most actually influential people in the One Piece world, right?
He's like the most influential.
Yeah, I mean he is directly causing the cutoff of aid and all supplies to Marijua, right? That's his thing.
Dude, all
Sure,
the
but
people that
he
went
hasn't-
to all his rev people that went to the fucking
Reverie.
reverie work for him. Like
Yeah.
these
Yep.
are all dragon
He-
seats, bro.
he-
Like,
the only two things-
right, is when Sabo did his little thing in Marijua, they called him the Fifth Emperor, right? Because he
The
is
Flame
the
Emperor.
entire Dragon. I mean, I would imagine they probably said the same thing about Dragon at some point. You know, like
Oh sure.
they probably don't say it now because he's a little low key. You know, he probably doesn't really do much now. I mean, he does do stuff, but like not in front of people, right? He's not very public anymore.
Well, yeah, in the same way that Sengoku doesn't really have any
Or
feats,
a
right?
kind of.
He was also he was as the fleet admiral. You're not actually out there fighting in the same way that you are as a regular admiral.
Exactly.
yeah,
But you're even
exactly.
more
And then like you have to
because
remember
you're
that they
behind
have a
For them to
they have an
give him
8-nation
that
alliance, so
title,
he's also
like,
working with the higher ups in these other nations. He's not in the field. He's actually handling political
for
things now.
them
He's not
to
like
give
out there.
Sabo this title of emperor, it's like the connotation behind that, right? When you talk about like all the other emperors and their influence. Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, and you got to keep in mind in terms of Dragon, right? Like the pressure on Marijua on the Celestial Dragons directly leads to more revolutions in other countries, right? Because as there's more pressure, the Celestials have to increase the heavenly tribute, right? They have to try to steal more money from their tributary states, right? So that's it's causing higher heavenly tributes, which causes people to either want to provide the bounties from Cross Guild to try to pay that heavenly tribute, or to just completely revolutionize and like secede from the world government. And all of those countries, you can bet that the Revolutionary Army is setting up supply lines to keep those countries fed, economic aid to make sure that those countries don't get into a huge recession and everything breaks down in those countries. Like there is a huge amount of supply chain that Dragon is coordinating in the behind the scenes to ensure that the countries don't just revolutionize and then fucking fail, and then you don't have any allies. Because those
See, but like,
those-
wait, I have a wait.
Yeah.
why
He's
is
making
it,
sure what he's
like,
making sure what happened to Elbaf does. Elbaf doesn't happen to the nations he's working with.
I don't understand.
Or it
about
happened to
this
Wano.
food thing though. Like, why doesn't
exactly.
like why doesn't Vegapunk York just make a bunch of the food shit on Marizwa? Why is this whole food show this thing?
No, because I have a theory about this. This is what's happening. My theory changed, but they have Caribou now. Blackbeard can give them Garp. He's going to say, I can make you guys endless food, but I want you to recognize me and my island as part of the world government.
Wait, Caribou can't make endless food.
Caribou swallowed the machine.
Yeah. Caribou literally all the food that's in his like stomach portal was just food that he put there.
Question.
Yeah, but he can keep on doing it though. Like it's not.
Quick question.
not-
How many slaves was it?
Right, so
How many slaves was it for the heavenly tribute?
And on Egghead there is food machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, why doesn't York just make the food machines on Marizwa? This wouldn't even be a problem.
Because she doesn't have the full memory anymore, remember?
Yeah, does she? I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say, does she have access to Punk Records still?
That's why.
Or any of that type of technology.
I thought they gained access to it.
No, they remember they deleted their memory, and that's when they found out about.
They cut her access to
Destroyed
it.
the island. Right? I'm pretty sure they destroyed the island. They did a buster.
Yeah, but Caribou.
No, but
Punk record just flew away.
Oh
Broken
yeah.
Note.
God, yeah.
They're called, yeah.
Yeah, I was.
But yeah, the
Actually,
Labo
that,
phase flew
I
away.
wasn't even sure, to be honest, but yeah. Okay, I remember.
Oh, it's Bazillion and
Oh,
T
promo.
promo.
Yeah, the goats.
We got the freaking Hyperion Bloods in the building.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
What?
Oh, yeah, and
That is
keep in
crazy.
mind- keep in mind,
That was
like,
crazy. I didn't say all that.
Wait, hold
Yo.
on,
Wait,
hold on,
wait.
hold on.
Say
I've been in
what?
here like the last 5 times I was in here, Hyperion was nowhere to be found. I don't know.
That is probably
why
true.
I'm like, under his umbrella now. Like what? I haven't even
Wait,
talked to this man in like.
The last 5 times you've been in here,
Deadass.
probably haven't seen
Wait,
me.
but
I have not talked to this
before,
man in like a month, bro.
Hey,
I did a quick check, and the Heavenly Tribute is only 500 million berries.
holy
Only.
shit.
Not-
Only is crazy.
Heavenly tribute.
These countries are broke, bro.
only.
No, these fucking
Understand
Like-
that.
Not
isn't like-
that's
this
just
isn't
Dress
like
Rosa
once a
Luffy,
year.
his captain.
This isn't like once a year.
no. This is once
This
a
is
year.
like the Heavenly Tributes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a once a year thing.
Bro, the Heavenly
they
Tribute
broke
is
as fuck.
But how many country they doing that to? Goddamn.
Yeah.
Every
Like
country in
100.
the world government is subject to the heavenly.
I would assume
the
every
revenue-
country that
Because
all the
if
money
the
Because I just checked.
revenue,
The
like,
price of
calculates
the
it,
price of
Because
a human. The price of a
Heavenly
human is
Tribute-
500,000 berries at the slave auction. They asked for 1,000 slaves from Asperia. That's 500 million berries. That's one vice admiral.
It's not once a year.
Then how long?
We got-
how many?
because so we got it.
How long
We-
is it for
We
every
see it.
tribute?
We see it happen during Sabaody. We see it happening during Dressrosa. We see it happening during Whole Cake and during Wano.
Are you talking about like the auction house shit?
No, where the kingdom refuses to pay tribute and it leads to the Marine intervention.
But couldn't that just be like they're sending their money at different times? These different countries.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that because that would mean that they have to send somebody to all, like, what is it, 140 nations
Well,
on the
it's.
same day.
I mean, it's all different. It's all
I
different.
mean,
like I'm
that-
looking at the panels from
that's
each of them.
probably
Yeah.
that's
So
probably the collecting the heavenly tribute is probably the job of a lot of CP agents of the lower CP groups.
See, where do they just
People
get all this
zero
money
goes around
from, though? I don't get it.
Collecting the tributes for them.
hey, what else have they fucking been doing this whole time when we only heard about CP9, bro? I want to know what these
Well, and
motherfuckers
actually,
are doing.
Well, see, we know for sure CP6.
Wait a minute.
CP6 is the one that erased Zebek from history.
Yeah, and there was a few different CP groups like that were at Egghead that York had, like, you know, drugged and was keeping there without food and water, and they were about to starve to death or whatever. But
I look
Yo,
at things Cypher
A
been
human
like
life is
disregarded.
worth 500k in One Piece.
That's crazy.
yeah, I mean,
Hmm?
there's yes,
Wait,
Hey, what did y'all think when y'all seen that Shuri Daddy had the Domi reversing wings and horns and shit?
That shit was crazy. I wish we would like seen more of like them fighting, but yeah, I mean that shit.
Yeah, I
was
can't
crazy.
wait till we get the
Well, you
context.
can,
But
you
that
can
is
imagine how that fight went.
You think that shit was on some Loki shit where like he's
Yo,
like
I
yo,
got,
that-
kill
it
that's,
me.
was on
yo,
some
I
Harold
got
shit.
such
It
a
was on
killer
some
theory
Harold
for it.
shit.
Next
I mean,
week.
yeah, Harold and Loki shit. You know what I'm saying?
wait,
Like, you
wait,
fight,
wait, wait. Speaking on the takeover of countries with the Domi Reversi and the pentagram, all that, right? Do you guys think that the Revolutionary Army, specifically Dragon, has knowledge of that, right? Because you'd have to assume
that would
No,
give
it's-
wait that would
through-
give
wait,
so much,
just-
that would give the Rev so much credit
let me
though.
hear
If
my-
like
let me-
they barely
let
had
me-
wait. Throughout his time as the revolutionary leader, and because we know that it at least has happened at Asperia and Elbaf, right? It
And
seems
God
like
Valley,
and God's Valley,
which dragon
the
was
Domi
that?
Reversi, the Abyss level contract with the leaders of the nation, the pentagram being built in the castle to be able to take over the country, right? This has happened a lot, and it probably happens quite often in the One Piece world. And so, as the leader of the revolutionaries, there must have been a time where Dragon is like, okay, we got this country, the leaders are on board, right? They're working with the world government a little bit, but they seem to be, willing to become less fascistic, to become less totalitarian, to at least give their people a chance. And then all of a sudden, the entire behavior of that country's monarchy flipped. And because of a Domi Reversi, right? Because of an Abyss level contract. And so Dragon has to have come across this scenario before. And do we think that he would have been able to get enough information to know what was happening?
I mean, I don't know if he knows about Dome
Here's-
University. He
here's
didn't even know about
catch
Emu.
22 about it. He didn't know about Emu
Well, he
when
does now
fucking
because
Sabo brought it up.
Yeah, Sabo.
Well, but he doesn't have to know about Emu to know that there is some kind of corrupting force, and maybe you know he's had spies that
that's
have
different
seen the
than asking
pentagram symbol
about
before.
gonna say,
Wait, do y'all think
they
he
might
saw
know about
Emu on
his-
Egghead while he was
They might
running
know
away?
about
I
his
mean,
devil
Egghead,
fruit,
God
right?
Valley.
Where if they knew who Nerona was, like Emu from 800 years ago, they probably know what his devil fruit is. Sabo might have described it to them, and they would have been
No,
like,
I don't think he knows what his
"Yo."
devil fruit is.
How the
if he-
fuck
I don't think he
They
knows.
would-
you describe
Yeah,
that?
that's wild. Hell no.
Well, no,
You gotta be my
I'm saying like
partner,
they
bro.
he probably described Emu's transformation, said, "Hey, he looked like this, like a devil, you know. He had all these markings, whatever." And then someone could have been like, "Yo, that sounds familiar. That sounds like a devil fruit from a long time ago." You see what I'm saying?
That's a
Well,
cool ass theory,
Well,
but
Sabo
like, I
didn't
don't-
see
I don't
that though.
think-
Sabo didn't
Well,
see
but
that.
that would be
You're talking about
that would be
Montauk.
interesting, but
Not
I
but
don't think.
nah.
Wait.
Yeah, but Emu doesn't
I
always
don't-
look like that. We've seen that. He literally
No,
shows
it-
up on the Elbaf not looking like
Dragon-
that. And then he like
Dragon-
transformed.
in front of Sabo. He
Yeah.
turned into this giant
Yeah, wait.
monster, and then
Yes, he did have a yokai form. Yes, but
We don't
Dragon
know what
doesn't
that
need to
was.
know.
Different
Anyway,
form.
Dragon doesn't need to know.
In all black though. At that point, he was
Dragon-
still shrouded in all black.
Dragon
Yeah,
doesn't
but
need to know anything about
we
Emu
know
to
that
know
Emu was
about the
transformed.
contracts, right? Dragon doesn't need to know anything about Emu or the fact that somebody sits on the empty throne to know that there is something that happens in some countries after God's Knights come to town, right? Where even if a country had good leaders, even if a country was good, maybe they were resisting becoming part of the world government, or they didn't want to pay the heavenly tribute, and all of a sudden the monarchy completely flipped.
Well, and then
That's,
then
like,
Kuma
very,
was
very-
giving him information for a long time anyway. So you know what I'm saying? He might have got something through Kuma.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Kuma
yeah,
is the ultimate
I-
spy.
I mean, he had to assume
Yeah, but
someone
Kuma
was
doesn't
leading
know
the
anything about
Celestial
their powers,
Dragons.
though.
You know what I mean? Like, someone leads these guys very clearly. The five elders
Which is the
exist,
Goro
right?
say, which
It-
is like the Goro sound.
Yeah, but so if those guys were just his main enemy, I mean, like he's gonna meet Emu eventually, anyways. You know what I
Give
mean?
me a
Like,
second. Give me a second. I got it here.
like either way, like it all results in the same thing for Dragon. He still just has the same mission. You know what I mean? Like, even if it
not.
changes to someone different, you know. To me, it's like
Yeah, it just
his,
means
his
now there's
goal is
somebody higher up to focus on.
Yeah. If it's not a Kainu, right, and he doesn't have to focus on a Kainu, and he's actually got to focus on the Gorosei, what's the difference between him switching focus from the Gorosei to Kainu, from the Gorosei to one dude to Emu? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, because I think that I think
going on in the first place, so I wouldn't even.
well, yeah, because
wouldn't
I think that
even-
it represents a layer removed of the issue, right? Because maybe Dragon thought, okay, if I can get rid of the Marines, maybe even if I change the leadership in the Marines, or if I can kill a Gorosei, or maybe change something, right, that it would be done. But if there's somebody at the top that's going to institute it all over again anyway, then it changes his perspective on how much he actually needs to accomplish.
yeah.
Waiting for
And-
Starry, so
And I get what you're saying
Yeah.
about like a Kainu might not know as much as it's putting out, but if you look at it in this, if you look at it this way, right, he still has to be a Kainu. Like if a Kainu really is their strongest guy and it's not the five elders, right, he would still have to fight a Kainu to take them out. You know what I mean?
Alright,
Because he
happy
is
birthday,
directly. Yeah, he is directly like leading the world government forces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't remember where it's stated, but like we know that even though that like pirates and the Revs don't really clash at all, the Revs and the Marines directly oppose each other basically, because
Yeah.
the Marines.
I
What?
don't know when I'm going to this post office.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's him. But yeah, we know the
Animator-
Marines hate the Revs specifically for that reason. Like they're protecting the fucking world government and all these nations, and the Revs are over there overthrowing these nations and attacking Celestial Dragon. So Akainu is the wall for the Revs. Like he's the one that's supposed to stop this.
Never been.
And that's why I
But I
was
feel
saying.
like at this point in the story, I really do want to believe that. Like I don't think he would be an ally to the Revs, but it'd be weird for Akainu to side with the Gorosei and think the Revs are still wrong after learning of this Vegapunk shit.
Well,
Like it would be kind of odd. Like I know
Yeah.
he's a bad guy, but I don't think he's that evil where he'd be okay with this fucking great.
No, well, here's the thing, right? here's the thing, right? It's just like with Garp. He's had to have seen the evil of the Celestials.
Whenever I get to the post office,
Yeah, wait, anime nerd, you gotta mute
I don't think he's
yourself.
at his
Is he streaming? I think he's
I'm just
streaming.
I turned him down.
He sounds like he's talking to chat.
Yeah, I just turned him down.
Yeah. I don't even think he knows.
We can go to a different VC. There's like 10 VCs.
Do you guys want to just jump down one? What do we
Yeah.
do?
Well, let's go to the
I'm going down.
spoilers, 'cause... Okay, never mind.
Spoilers on.
Yo, holy night.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even remember what we were saying at this point.
Dragon and Akainu and shit.
Fuck.
Or specifically Akainu's role, like, what's he gonna do about this? The Gorosei.
Oh, okay, yeah. So to me, at least with Akainu, even if you say he doesn't understand like the top levels of the world government bullshit, he at least knows that the celestial dragons are like fucking horrific motherfuckers. He has to. Like he was an admiral. Yeah, and at one point he had to have been at Marijua like all the other admirals. You know what I mean? And he's had to have seen this shit firsthand. And just turns away anyways. And also, he's not so squeaky clean because he was out there on the battlefield in Marineford just murking motherfuckers, even if they were his teammates. If Shanks wasn't there, Kobe would literally be dead right now, just like Ace. Just like Ace. He'd be dead. You know what I mean? No one was going to stop that man. And then they would have continued the murder even more until Kobe kind of gives the speech, and at the end of it, Sengoku finally says, yeah, we're going to stand down. You know what I mean? But
yeah, like they were fully prepared to keep going.
Yeah,
like, that war was not about to end.
Yeah, even when Shanks showed up, there was a scene, I remember this specifically, him being like, yo, I'll continue the fight, and Sengoku's like, no, like, we're good. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Yo, low key, bro, you think if, I'm sorry to stop, are you done?
No, you're good, Yeah, you're good, bro.
No, I was about to say, like, you think if Akainu, like, if Shanks wasn't there in time, and Kobe just died, you think that would have been the breaking point for Garp? Do you think Garp would have been all like, yeah, I'm fucking... Yeah, this guy's
yeah. I don't think he could take. I don't think he could take
that.
both. Yeah, I don't think he could take both. You know.
Out for Kobe like that one more time, and not for his own fucking kids. Even though Ace is.
Bro, I said that
you
same
have to
shit.
understand though, Kobe.
I agree
Kobe's
with you.
a.
Well,
Kobe's
was Kobe
a good kid.
was Kobe even like that important to Garp at the time? Wasn't most of their
No, he was still important. He trained that.
I think he. Okay.
He was important. He was literally with Garp and post any lobby.
Yeah, I think he is that important to Garp because Garp knows at this point Kobe is the future of the Marines. None of his other students to me.
Kobe had only been with Garp a few months.
But the thing is, like Kobe, like
I don't think that matters. I'm pretty sure Garp is just like Luffy. You don't need to know them for a long time to really love them.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like literally, we see that there's barely any Marines with him in post Any's lobby, and Kobe and Helmeppo are right there.
Yep,
but to go so hard for a nigga that you only knew for a couple months versus some kids that you raid in the
but like you gotta.
No, okay. I went over this. Like, yes, Garp did have like control over what happened to them. Most of their life was lived out at Don's house, like dead ass. Like from the time we know that he got Ace at maybe like a younger age, but even when we found Ace, he was at Don's house. You know what I mean? When he got like full custody over Luffy, he threw him in the forest for a month and then took him to Don's. You know what I mean? Like his whole premise was like, yo, I want you to be Marines, but also you both want to be pirates, and how can I just force it, right? So he's not forcing it. He gave them to mountain bandits. You know what I mean? Like he did. He gave them to criminals.
At the same time, those were the kids of
Yeah.
One was the child of a Marine that abandoned his post. The other one was the child of a pirate king, and then Sabo just ran away from his kingdom. So,
well, and you know,
Luffy and Ace, they would have tried to kill them boys if they had known who they would. Oh, you got the son of the pirate king, and you have.
Well, if you remember, they killed millions of women and children just to prevent Aces from being born. You know what I mean? They burned the kingdoms, and they killed millions of women and children.
That whole generation, everyone that was born
every single person,
time died.
So technically, weirdly enough. Yeah, no one in the world government's ranks or islands should be of Ace's age, which is weird.
Well, and guess what? Guess what? You know who carried out all of those killings of those children? The Marines.
Well, that was more so specifically in the South Blue. That wasn't in the world.
Yeah. Well, no. It was like a lot of the fucking population. You know what I mean? They said that they did this for a whole year straight. that they just
Yeah,
marked
but that was
kids
in
for
the
a whole
South
year.
Blue. That wasn't like over the whole world.
Was it only
it-
the South Blue?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't think we can ever assume that the world government would like minimize its cruelty to what just makes sense, right?
Well, I mean, it does to an extent. Like it's like as long as it can justify it.
That's a whole ocean. It's not like it's not like one island. They did it to a whole ocean. Like
Yeah,
That's-
but
that's
they did
still a lot
it
of
from
people.
like they had. But you got to think about this too. They have military bases all over the planet, basically, in all the
Literally.
blues, all the way down the Grand Line. Like the fact, like they really could, like, and we know Garp was just chilling with them for a year while they're doing it, you know, and she's just holding the baby or whatever the fuck was happening, and Ace didn't die, you know.
Really do
But
You don't think that they were going to every single island nation that Roger had ever been to in the last year?
to Merc
and doing
I
the
think they
same?
were. I think they were for sure.
Oh, guaranteed. Because
Definitely,
if the
bro.
point if the point is to kill the Pirate King's son, right?
So-
You would go where the Pirate King was.
See, why not Rayleigh's son, bro? Like Mihawk.
Rayleigh's a
Rayleigh
bum.
wasn't
That's why I know.
Rayleigh, because even if you look at
They
Rayleigh,
never knew nothing about Rayleigh's kid.
yeah, but
Is the
also
Dark
look at
King, you know?
Rayleigh. Yeah, look at Rayleigh. Rayleigh, yes, you know, second hand of the Pirate King, but there were people like fucking Garp and like Shiki who were like equal to that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Or Whitebeard even, and they were just letting that man, you know, even though they
I
probably
mean,
could
he's
have done
already
it.
straight up
Yeah,
says
and
that
keep in mind,
he's already straight up
Rayleigh-
says about Rayleigh that they would want to catch him, but it would just be too much of a hassle. It'd be too hard. So they just
No,
don't.
yeah,
It's just-
because
they don't know exactly
unlike
where he is.
Garp-
They just know he's in Sabaudi, and it's just too much work to try to catch him.
Or unlike Roger, right? Rayleigh would have been there alive to defend his child.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we don't even know that. We don't know that because Rayleigh wanted to go to Marineford and Garp told him not to. Which
You know
is
what?
crazy. That's Garp's biggest
To be
flaw.
fair,
Garp's
be
biggest
fair to
flaw is
you,
not even
never-
not helping
never
during
assume-
Marineford. It's straight up telling Rayleigh not to pull up because Rayleigh was going to pull up to Marineford.
and
That's
never
the most
assume,
egregious shit
never
Garp has
assume
ever done.
father is not
Because,
a bum.
and I say this, shit like that makes me know that Garp really wasn't trying to help Ace, man. like when
that
he
is
kicked
by
Marco
far
down.
The
When he kicked
craziest
Marco
shit
down,
ever.
one of the only people there who like you could have believed would save Ace, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna smack him down." But Luffy, I'm gonna let Luffy punch me in the fucking face. You know what I mean? Like Luffy ain't getting away.
He knows.
But Luffy
Same way
didn't
when he
do
let
it.
the Don beat him all across the head and shit when she
Yeah,
was.
he deserves it.
him.
Yeah, he deserves that shit. It's a
You
fucking
gotta think
criminal.
about it too. Ace chose his own path. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ace knew the consequences. He still chose it.
Yeah, Sabo says the same thing.
Yeah, like Ace knew, like you can be like Garp, you're such a dickhead, but Ace knew, bro. Ace knew the consequences. He still picked it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's
the way he
and you
lived
know,
his
His daddy really wasn't no.
That's why when I tell
And
people,
Sengoku even specifies, even if you weren't the fucking son of Roger, we still would have had to pack you up. You can't just be the second commander of fucking Whitebeard, bro. Like, you're crazy.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it would have been.
And even
tough to go after
before
him
that,
like
even
that,
before that, even before he was with Whitebeard, he was a super rookie. Like, nigga, we needed to get you out of here.
Like,
No, yeah,
obviously,
it-
the
like-
spectacle-
do-
Whitebeard and his son.
Wait,
Yeah.
No, but the thing
do
is,
we
like,
do
with-
we know why? I mean, Ace didn't want to be the pirate, right?
Wait, what?
When Whitebeard tried to push Ace towards his father's direction, he rejected it, right?
Well, the
Um,
Ace novel.
Well, no,
kinda-
it's like the opposite. Ace wanted to be Pirate King, and then he started to love Whitebeard, so he put it on Whitebeard instead.
Or that is the correct time. I meant like by the end of his.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and so that's sort of the great tragedy of his character is that like he sort of lost the dream that his brother is fulfilling.
He's some sort of potential man, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
And I bring up Garp and like all this very often, and I have conversations with people in here about it. And people hate that I say that like I don't like Garp for that, but I also feel like him going to save Kobe is a part of his character development. And if you kind of deny that he wasn't willing to go out of the way and like betray his job and betray the Marines for Ace, right, who was his family, but he kind of has had that character development, and he kind of now that he's felt these feelings, he is willing to go out of his way and save a character like Kobe, right? And I feel like that is part of his development. You know what I mean? Like as a person.
I I agree, but I only disagree on a small part, which is me just being technical. But Kobe's not a pirate. He's not an infamous
No,
pirate.
that's fair.
But
That's
the
fair.
thing is,
I agree to
Kobe
that. I agree
he
to that.
basically is a pirate though, because with sword,
Kobe?
they're not supposed to. Yes, because he's part of sword. He's basically
That doesn't make you basically a pirate.
Well,
no,
what are you
but
talking
Garp,
about?
but
It
Garp
That doesn't
No,
make you anything like a
More of
pirate.
free.
yeah, being
Okay, yeah.
like Garp isn't supposed to be like a Salem. Like he's like once you go to like sword, you basically trade in all your like you're not
Yeah.
you're a Marine, but you're not a Marine.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
Yeah,
Marines
Garp
can't
will-
save you though. It just means that you
I
can't
think
rely
what-
on them to. If Marines
Tommy, I
want
think
to,
what
they
he's
still
saying
can.
though is that like even though he has no reason to go out and save Kobe, right? Like he doesn't have to anymore. Like,
Like
if
Marines,
he's a member
like
of Sword.
Kobe chose
He's unaffiliated. The
But
world government really doesn't fuck with them, right? But at the end of the day, he does go out of his way to save him, even when he didn't save Ace. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Literally,
when
Yeah.
you're saying that about Kobe specifically, he represents the same kind of freedom that Luffy's pirating does, right? But
Of course.
he is still a Marine. He is a Marine in that he believes that the Marines are the best way to handle.
Yeah.
And he's saving the future of the Marines from the most evil
Exactly.
pirate on the planet right now.
And also, I'll agree with Kami on one thing. It does change that point of view of things, but it doesn't change the point of view that if he helped Ace in this situation, he would directly be opposing the world government. Whereas when he does go to save Kobe, he doesn't really actively defy them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll give you that.
And if anything, I think he's in a way it's kind of just supporting the Marines still. The hero of the Marines is saving the future of the Marines from the most evil pirate on the planet at the time.
Yeah. Kobe actually has the same title as Garp, actually, I believe. They're both titled
Yeah, they're both the hero of the Marines.
Yep. Because the Rocky Port.
If Garp had a knock Sengoku off, which I know he could have done, I know for a surefire he could have got Sengoku off his.
Yeah, for sure. Garp 2 years younger, man. That would have been a sight. You know what I mean? that would have been dope.
Yeah, he tells him to stop him.
Yeah, because we know over those same 2 years, Rayleigh declined a lot. You know, like he says it himself. Like he doesn't think he can take Blackbeard anymore. You know, he's obviously slightly weaker from being older. Garp's probably the same. Garp's probably more in his prime, I'd say, than Rayleigh, who drinks a lot. You know what I mean?
For the old man,
But-
that old man. You know that old people trope, and they.
Dead ass. Yeah, dead ass.
Yeah,
So I'm
Garp
sure
is the
Garp
only
years
one
ago-
who's still active. Rayleigh, Gabon, and fucking Sengoku just chill.
Have you guys seen the
on Blackbeard and had him shook.
there was like a meme,
bro,
dude.
but that's like Silver. That's the Dark King, bro. Like Blackbeard saw the
Yeah,
Dark King.
Rayleigh even says
Like-
it. He was like, he says that my fucking infamy is what kept
Remember
us
that
around.
3-day battle?
Yeah.
Whitebeard had with Roger.
Well,
That's the Rayleigh he imagined.
yes,
the Rayleigh
that's what I
saw.
said. That's what I say all the time. People will bring that up, and I'm like, bro, he thinks of the Dark King back in his
He's
prime.
seen him in combat. He was on Whitebeard's crew.
I said he saw him flick Marco with a finger, my boy. He is not fucking with that. Like, that is crazy work.
That was that Ryoma in play.
Dead ass.
Learned in Wano.
Dead ass, dude. And he just flicked them away, and it's like, yeah, that's the type of shit.
That's the
Blackbeard
Dark
remembers.
King, bro.
The funniest thing about that whole scene is that Rayleigh says he never liked Blackbeard. Like he only knew him as a child. What do you mean you never liked him? Like
Crazy, yeah. he really said,
Crazy now,
could you imagine?
Crazy thing to say.
Could
I
you
hated
imagine
you
that
when
in
you were
the
a
fight
fucking
every time
kid.
he just smacks the shit out of him?
Blackbeard, and he was like this pouty, like.
I mean, that
Yeah,
implies
true.
that
Even when
implies that
Shanks
like
and Buggy saw him, like he just looked like a dickhead, bro. Like
Yeah.
that implies
And
that
he-
implies
and-
like Whitebeard.
bro. Buggy was
And
like,
think
That's
about how
what-
creepy he was, bro.
Yeah,
He would
That
never
is- that
sleep. He
implies
would stare at
Whitebeard
you in your
and,
sleep and shit. Fucking,
Yeah,
you know, like,
like
nah.
like that implies that Whitebeard and like Rayleigh were having like kids. Like they're like, yo Shanks, bro, he's better than your Blackbeard, bro. It's like not Blackbeard, Teach. Yeah, it's Teach.
Yeah.
Like you think they're having like talks like that, like parents are like, nah, my son's better than yours. My son would beat your
For
ass.
sure, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm
And then we saw what happened. Blackbeard did beat his ass.
I still wanna know
True,
what the
true.
fuck did he-
Yo, you were spitting
The
when you
crazy
said
thing
that.
is that like that kind of it makes sense. It tracks that Blackbeard has always been strong. Like Shanks is a prodigy who learned Kamasuri at a young age. But by the time that like Shanks grew up on the Roger cruise ship, whereas Blackbeard had just got recruited recently at that time when they fought for 3 days and still was contending with Shanks.
Yeah,
So that's kind of crazy.
I just wanna
Shanks
know
was a
what the
crazy
Blackbeard
prodigy
do to
too.
Shanks to get the drop on him to cut the nigga.
Oh, dude,
Who
he
knows?
said that he would. No, he didn't even get the drop on him
Yeah,
because
he said
he states that he was on guard
Yeah.
when that
He
happened.
was on
Yeah.
guard. Like there was
Yeah.
no off.
He just got fucked up. You know what I mean?
He just couldn't
Yeah,
react
you
to
know what?
the.
Hey,
How,
now
the fact
consider
that he didn't
this.
explain how.
Yeah, consider this too. Shanks is the same guy who can copy Divine Departure perfectly like Roger when no one else on the crew could, including Rayleigh, right? But
And Buggy.
he, yeah, and
Well,
Buggy.
but that was like a 14-year-old.
Hold on. But that's the thing though, right? Is because what did Blackbeard have back then? We know he didn't have any devil fruits.
Yo, he had the Wolverine
You know what I
claws,
mean?
bro.
Yeah, he somehow just whooped his ass. Like we don't know.
Well,
you know?
actually, you know what? We know what he did have at that, and that was up to 10 years with Eris the Tar, potentially her last name, after the Gods Valley incident, right? Kuma
Well, yeah,
sent him at Blackbeard at the age of 2, and the next time that we see Blackbeard is in the SBS at the age of 12 when he joins Whitebeard's crew. So there's potentially 10 whole years of him with his mom.
Yeah, but what did he
But
like?
he not
What we're
like a
saying though
fighter,
is
though.
like
What
the
did
only
Eris
hold
teach
on.
him?
Actually, that's not
Hold on.
true. That's not true. Like Oda straight up says that she's a fighter because she's like, you wouldn't have been with me if I wasn't strong as a Beck. He's like, that's true, and he leaves. Like he just
Yeah.
bets that she's gonna
So,
live.
but my point is like now he has the dark fruit, right? One of the most broken devil fruits we've seen up to this point. The ability, right? The ability of it, and then he has the strongest like Paramecia devil fruit we know of to date. The Quake fruit. At least like nowadays, you could be like, oh, he has all this shit, you know. But back then, it's like he didn't have all the crack shit we know he has today. My point is also is we just haven't seen a lot of his hockey feats. You know, that's kind of like a big problem, I guess. But
To that note, though, we don't know if he did use the Yami to take the devil fruit from Whitebeard. We don't know how he did that shit.
no, that's what. I meant the ability of taking people's devil fruit powers away by touching them and stuff like that. Not really so much the prophesized fruit shit that people talk about with them. You know, I'm talking more the actual ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
is that his own ability? That doesn't come from the Yami?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like from what we know,
don't
that's
really
what
know.
the Yami devil fruit does. Like
Some people think he's
What?
like a locker.
Devil fruits? Powers?
the power, like when he touches them, it takes away their power or whatever.
I'm
like
pretty
with
sure
Boa.
that's the only reason.
Oh, that is the darkness fruit. That's for
Yeah,
sure the
yeah.
darkness
So
fruit.
so that that coupled with, like I said, the Quake fruit, one of the strongest devil fruits we know of. I mean, today he's a towering monster, an emperor, right? But it's like back then he wasn't an emperor. He wasn't even considered to be a warlord until he got the fruit, possibly from hiding in Whitebeard Shadow. I'll agree to that, right? But we just know like a lot of people didn't really look at him with this insane potential. And we don't know what he had back then. Maybe he did have hockey because we know, when we first saw him, he used observation, and now he used armament for the first time. Maybe he's just always had that, and that's how he got the jump on him. You know what I mean?
Hey,
but even
going
then,
for-
Shanks.
I mean, but the Whitebeard crew did say that they wanted him to be one of the commanders. He just said no.
Yeah,
Don't
Shanks
forget
is,
don't forget the crew too, bro. He literally just got a crew of randoms like immediately.
Jesus Burger.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Lafitte.
Shanks-
Burger is crazy.
Yeah, but what I'm saying too is like Shanks is one of the greatest hockey users we know of currently. You know what I mean? So like if like I assume like maybe Shanks had hockey when they we don't really know because we know it happened like I think it was like what was the time period of him getting his eye cut? Like after Roger's death, before we see him in current day with Luffy.
Yeah, after Roger died, but before he went to Marijua, like right before Marijua.
If we're going to be talking about like,
he at least had Yasop on his crew. Like he had to have Yasop on his crew.
So so it's like we know he had a good crew.
If we're going to be talking about how potentially Blackbeard took somebody's fruit that was alive, right? We should look to the only other example of somebody's devil fruit being taken from them while they're alive, which is Mother
They
Carmel.
were eating alive though. They were eating alive.
The thing is, like, where else
maybe
was
that gives us a hint.
Are you talking about Whitebeard?
No. Specifically Whitebeard and Big Mom, right? So maybe the way that Big Mom got her fruit, which was eating Mother Carmel, which is the only other time that we've seen in the entire story somebody take a devil fruit from somebody in that way, right? Like taking it and then that person is dead, right? Not like it got reincarnated into another fruit and then they ate that fruit. Maybe Blackbeard ate Whitebeard's heart right? Or ate something in his brain or fucking something, right? Because
Yeah,
we
I
should
mean, like,
we should try to draw connections because we don't get shown that for no reason.
But
That's
why
fair.
cut his head off though? You know what I'm saying? Why cut his head off?
What? When did they?
He didn't cut his
they
head
cut
off.
his head off?
Did he not cut his head off? Did he not cut
that's
his
the
head off?
primate. That's the primate.
No,
That's like
no.
When
Hell no.
You might be thinking about when the
last
can
time, he was
when
still standing up and he still had his whole body intact.
yeah,
Yeah.
you might be thinking of the fact that Akainu blew off half of his face.
That was
Come
a
on,
primate, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
I actually, how do you guys feel about like how that fight went down in the end? Like,
I kind of
just
won,
curious.
bro. I kind of.
because Akainu, like, yeah, he at least gives him more physical
Akainu
damage.
had to snake that. Akainu had to sneak
Yeah.
Whitebeard to
Well,
even.
did Whitebeard not do that back to him though?
Are you talking about
Yeah,
Sword?
Yeah, Whitebeard did that back to him though.
Yo,
Like
Whitebeard
Whitebeard showed up behind him at one point and just
That
quaked
whole
him in the
fight happens
face.
after Squad.
Yeah,
That whole fight
Quaked
happens
his
after
face.
Squad stabbed the dying man in the chest. From the
yeah,
back.
well, yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
This man is dying from like super cancer and just got stabbed through the chest.
Yo,
Not that
yo,
big of
he
a
has
deal.
super cancer, yet he's still like.
But
he's
to
still
be
the strongest
fair,
man, my boy.
he took over 200 plus shots or some shit, had like way more stab wounds by the end.
Oh,
of that before he
97
died.
sword
I'm
wounds and
just saying.
166
I'm
gunshots.
just saying. I
five
know everyone
cannons.
likes to be like, "Yo, that was like detrimental," and it might have been a little detrimental, but it's like, do you think the other 300 shots contributed? Like by the end?
And yeah, it's the same
You
thing
know?
with Kaido. Like
Yeah,
Kaido did
yeah,
not die.
exactly. It's like Kaido got hit fucking so many times, and Kaido just continuously got back up and was like, nah, we'll fight some
Yeah,
more.
but Kaido wasn't
Continued to
dying and
put him
sick for
down.
years already.
I agree to that. You're right about that, Connie. You're right
Kaido
about
wasn't
that.
already dying. That's completely different.
Yeah.
Not completely.
So what level of durability do you think Kaido was at by the time that he got put into that volcano? Like 75%?
He fought like the Akazaya Samurai twice. He fought Yamato. He fought Luffy 4
I
times.
think
He
he was
fought all of
satisfied.
the worst generation members on the rooftop.
Really, all the
Yeah.
supernovas.
Yeah, all the supernovas on the rooftop. You know, they all jumped him. And now hear me out. Now hear me out. The whole time, he's carrying the island. But here's the more impressive thing than carrying the island. Big Mom's on the island, and she's fat as fuck, my boy. You know what I mean? So like, now hear me out. So now hear me out.
Yo, mom,
Medical
was
fire.
so-
I don't convince you.
That's
like,
crazy.
he-
Yeah, if that don't convince you, like, I don't know, but I mean,
Wasn't Big Mom flying majority of the?
No, not King.
Big
What was the
Mom
dinosaur nigga? He had 2 different dinosaurs on his shit.
that ass.
No,
He really said, "Yo, T-Rex show up."
Wait,
Yo, if they
Wait.
could have added 1,000 T-Rexes, and it wouldn't have been equal to one Big Mom, though. You know what I mean?
wait, but
Like, that's all I'm
like,
saying.
hold on though. Like, you,
Numbers.
I think you could
Which is
low key
big.
argue that. I think you could low key argue that Kaido could survive the magma. He just wanted to die. I think you could low key argue that.
I don't think the magma killed him. I don't think
Yeah.
No.
Okay, actually,
I don't.
wait a minute. Wait. To be fair to you, right? Kaido realized he was not Joy Boy. Kaido
And he met the
realized
little
that he was on the wrong side and that he had found somebody worthy.
Oh,
And
hell
that's what
no,
he
we're
was
not
living
doing
for.
that.
That's what he was living for. That's the whole reason why he was trying to kill
Nah.
himself. Is
There
because
was
he
only one.
couldn't find a worthy opponent. I mean,
There was
not
only
saying
one.
it's true. I'm not saying it's for sure. But to be fair to that guy asking, to be fair to the guy asking the question, it would fall in line partially with Kaido's character.
Who said that?
Like,
Kaido
he
wanted to
could
lose.
live.
Hold on. No, yeah, that's fair. So I do think.
Reggie was good, gang.
To be fair,
What's
he
good, Brody?
couldn't beat Luffy, so like, what else was he supposed to do? You know?
I mean, the thing is, he was like
Luffy
enduring. Like,
problems,
wasn't his like fire red dragon? Was that shit little magma? And like, he was like enduring that shit, and then like he falls into magma. Like, obviously, I think he could have survived that, but
I think
like,
so,
maybe
too,
he
but,
just-
like, I
like,
don't know,
maybe he
I
just
don't know who was
satisfied.
saying it, but like letting him like beat him because like he thought he was
Not
a
letting
worthy
him beat
opponent,
him,
like that's fair.
but I
because
meant-
he couldn't beat Luffy, you know.
no, I mean on some like for me.
I
I'm
don't,
like,
know,
yeah,
I don't
Luffy
think anybody's
beat him.
saying that he let Luffy beat him. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's
no,
saying that he
that's
let
fine.
Luffy
I'm
beat
saying-
him.
But
He just
When he was dying in the magma, I think he kind of just like let himself die because he's like I finally found my opponent. He's the one who like rivaled
Yeah.
me.
Oh, but
Yeah,
but
because
also you have to remember
the-
when he's
the
doing
whole-
this flame dragon shit, he is also dragoned up. If he is like base form at the end when he's like getting like the lava and shit, yeah, he probably just couldn't tank it at that point, you know, because the scales are
Well,
like
and-
a
and
big part of
if
his
we're-
durability.
if we're trying to think about Kaido's mentality as a character, right? somebody Kaido is a character much like a lot of other characters in the One Piece world that grew up in the ghettos, that grew up in the worst possible conditions, had to fight to even survive as a child, right? And only by his strength alone and his ferocity was he able to actually become a good like a strong person, right? And be able to provide his own safety. And then he learned that he could be Joy Boy, and that all of the violence and the death and destruction that he had caused might be worth something, and it might be for something, and there might be a light at the end of the tunnel. And so, despite the fact that on Wano he recreates the very conditions of his own childhood, and even worse with like the smile fruit and shit, right? It was all worth it for him because King was saying he might be Joy Boy. And so to learn that all of the disgusting shit he did throughout his entire life was actually worth nothing because he wasn't even the right person, that probably destroyed him somewhat.
He was like a cog in the machine. Yeah, I think that would destroy someone.
I mean, I think before fighting Luffy, he knew he wasn't Joy Boy though. Like he didn't go into that fight thinking he was Joy Boy.
That sounds
No, yeah, that's
You don't think he
real
what?
quick. No, because thinking like this, because he wanted to lose to somebody like Joy Boy because he was still searching.
Yeah, exactly, and that was Luffy, and that's why that's why I think a part of me thinks like he just let himself. Like I think he could have tanked that magma shit, but like he just wanted to die, and he's like,
yeah, like no, I think your point, your interpretation was great. I'm not trying to hate on all of it, but just the ending part, like he knew he wasn't Joy Boy by that fight.
Yeah. I am gonna jump to a different server, guys. It was good talking to you. Peace, guys.
Do you guys think that Kaido knew that he wasn't Joy Boy until Luffy went Gear 5th?
I think before the fight started, he already knew he wasn't Joy Boy. I think for a while, like they said, he was like
really.
I don't know if I would say searching, but he still was wanting like Joy Boy.
Maybe since he jumped off Sky, wherever he jumped off of when you first seen Kid
Balloon Terminal.
Yeah, the man was suicidal. But I hear both points though for sure. Where you jump from again?
Balloon Terminal.
Balloon Terminal.
Blue Terminal. My bad.
Balloon Terminal.
Somehow that ended up that made him like end up on Kid's hideout. So I mean, I don't know. Apparently, Kid's hideout's right next to Balloon Terminal.
It's like right below it.
Right below it. Bro, no, the thing is like low key, I know Kids might go, but why would you put your shit next to Balloon Terminal? Like, what was the strategic?
I mean, how is he supposed to know it's a Sky Island? No one knows what like there's something on top of the clouds.
Well, I mean, he's like,
yeah, wait, Kaido probably got drunk as fuck. Kaido got drunk as fuck and flew off in dragon form, woke up on a fucking Sky Island and immediately tried to kill himself.
Apparently, Apu snitched on Kids, so I think Kaido actually showed up. He's like, all right, bro, time to teach these kids a lesson.
That's why I don't understand that. Was he trying to kill himself in front of Kid? Like, what was that?
I think he was like,
it was just an aura farming moment, yeah.
He was aura farming. He was like testing, like, all right, will this kill me? Let's see if this kills me. And then he's like,
he knew it wouldn't kill him. He knew it wouldn't kill him. Come on.
Okay. Time to crush.
Was he hoping that there was fucking? Did he think that the island might be made of hockey and he might be able to kill him? Like, come on.
Literally, bro. And then like he fights Kid and he like beats Kid. Hawkins like pushes out. He's like, yo. And then
it's not in the cards.
It was in the cards. Can't fight you, gang. Was in the cards.
Yeah, Pooh was already working for him. Hawkins gave up right away, and they said a Killer just kept fighting. Like that's when
kept fighting.
That's when he finds out that Kid has Conqueror's Haki.
So Kid probably has
the weakest Conqueror's Haki in the verse.
He probably some crazy Haki. Calling it the weakest when like Kid Ace is right there, bro. Like chill out, bro.
Nah,
Ace was
Ace. Notice how you said Kid Ace.
Okay. No, yeah, at least Ace was trading blows with like Yamato, right? Kid knocked a couple of people out one time.
Dude, when did he ever knock anybody out with Conqueror's Haki?
He wasn't using Conqueror.
Wait, during Wano, doesn't he? Maybe this is like an anime, but like, didn't he?
That whole
they don't get knocked out. They just get scared of him. They don't get knocked out.
Yeah, don't use anime.
If
you don't use the anime, he's never done anything.
In the actual source material, he's never used Conquerors. We just know he has it.
According to the scripture, he did not.
No, he genuinely didn't use like in the We only know
Well, yeah,
he
because
has it,
everyone knows that Kid
Okay.
represents Oda's
the only
childhood
way-
bully, so he hates his character.
The only reason we know
Really?
is Kaido, and then we never
Like-
hear anything about it. It could low-key be seen as that he doesn't know he has it, like Zoro does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I
guarantee.
mean,
it.
it wouldn't
That'd be funny.
surprise me.
No, here's
And then-
the difference.
Yo.
Will he listen though? Go ahead.
Go. No, you go, bro. You go.
No disrespect though. I know people fuck with Kid.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Kid.
Nah, I don't hate these characters. It's just like do better. You know, the Usopp's dragons and whatnot. But Kid is like training wise and listening, because like even when he fought Shanks again or whatever, like Killer was like, "Come on, fam, we got to bang it, bro. This is not it. Look at your arm."
Yeah, like what was all that training in Udon prison? Like,
What was he
Thank you.
supposed to do? Like, firstly, you got to go to
Talk to
Elbaf,
me.
and then like you got to go to Elbaf to even get a new log post. So you got to go there. So whether you like it or not, he has to go to Elbaf. So
yeah, but
then he's
even
going
then,
to-
Kid, like we've
Islands,
seen,
too.
bro.
Bro, he's
said
gonna
this-
have to
Corn.
give up the.
Corn, we've talked about this a million times, bro. Even if he did have to fight Shanks, Shanks was ready to just run the ones with him. He was smiling, like he did not want to destroy Kid the way he did. But him seeing what Kid was gonna do pissed him off. He was just gonna
Bro,
scrap with him real
there's
quick
nothing
and
wrong
take his
with
shit.
why would you
did
do
that.
that? Like, as Kid, why would you do that?
Say it again.
This is
Like,
the only
there was-
time we've ever seen somebody even contemplate soloing a Yonko's entire crew. Like, why would you think you're
Yeah,
capable?
it's so
of it?
stupid. It's so stupid.
That's not.
Bro, why didn't he
like,
just
wait,
do what he did
wait,
against
what do you-
Kaido?
Wait,
He
like, what do you?
confronted Kaido instantly. Why does he have to kill some random innocent, like
Well,
random?
the thing is,
Because-
Kaido. Wait.
Literally every time he's tried to run up on a Yonko, he fucking like gets destroyed.
Chill.
He did it
They're in
3
the-
times in a
wait,
row.
wait,
He did it to
he didn't
Shanks, and
run
then he
up
did
on
it to
Kaido.
Kaido, and then he did it to Shanks again.
Wait, Kaido ran up on him. He didn't even run up on Kaido. Where are we getting this shit from? Kaido
Yeah,
ran
no,
up on
that-
him.
And it was
Oh, didn't
Beckman.
they- didn't
Actually,
they
it was
get
Beckman.
together?
Beckman blasted his arm off. Kaido locked him up, and then Big
And then
Mom
what's
put
it
the beats
called?
on him.
What's it called?
The
Bro,
craziest
he's-
part is that
bro,
Big
the
Mom, he used
fleet's in the
the
way.
railgun on Big Mom when she was weakened and in a hole, and she still laughed at it. Why would you think this is gonna just destroy
Well-
Shanks?
Bro, the fleet's in the way, bro. Like, you're telling me, like, get this pussy fleet out of my face, bro. Like, yeah, I would do the same shit too. I would do the same shit too if I was a kid. I would have
And
Yeah,
you'd
and
be
wait,
at the bottom of the
also-
sea.
oh,
You'd
and
be at the
showing
bottom
up-
of the sea just like him.
Don't even
Bro.
separate the two. You are a kid, bro. Stop saying that.
Bro, like,
This
I
is
would
like
do the
this is
same
like
shit.
Luffy guaranteed is not Bajron gunning a whole crew that doesn't even think he's attacking them. Like that's crazy.
Well, showing
Bro,
showing
the
up in a
crew
Yonko's
the
territory
crew
is
literally
running up
telling
on a
them-
Yonko.
The
Some
crew,
Boruto shit.
okay. So you're telling me this. You're telling me you're gonna let this shit slide. A bunch of bums are telling you, "Yo, we're gonna beat your ass." This and that. You're gonna let that shit slide, bro. When you
I gotta
can,
get the
when you know
footage.
damn
He
well
used
you
his
can-
best attack. He used his strongest again. If some people were talking shit to Luffy, he's not pulling out Bajron gun on these grunts. Like that's just not
Bro,
happening.
but the thing is, he's not Luffy though. He's not Luffy, bro.
Exactly. He's
kid,
an
bro.
idiot. He's worse.
That's why
He's
he's the
dumber.
GOAT.
He's even more dumb.
That's not dumb, bro. They're in the way, bro. Get the fuck out of the way.
Hey, brother, move.
Really move. What are
Bro,
you
how
doing?
much
No
is
one
he
invited
paying
you.
you to do this propaganda, bro? This is
Yeah, I
crazy.
love how
Shanks-
you like twisted it from Kid ran up to him to he couldn't let that shit slide. Like, bro, he
Literally, you
went to
couldn't
had-
let that shit.
he had
he's a
no
pirate.
choice.
You might be
He had
the
no
greatest
choice.
kid
He's
lawyer
in
of all
trouble,
time.
bro.
Like, let me, like, bro, like, he literally, how you gonna let that shit slide as a pirate, bro? Like, he's gonna be talking your shit. He's literally calling you
Also,
a
how
bum.
could he have heard
Like, I
him
would-
from across the ocean? Like,
Cause they're literally like, what do you mean?
know
like,
what
how
would've
could they
been
hear?
better?
like across like a
But
like a.
Why are they even talking?
long
Wait, then
distance.
why are they even?
It's an anime.
Brother.
It's an anime. It's
Why would
It's a
Oda?
manga.
Why would Oda show them talking to Kid?
Hey, Oda also write Blackbeard saying.
I mean,
"Not all fights is worth it."
we're ignoring another key part. Is they're talking shit to Kid, and Shanks literally tells them to shut up.
Nah,
And
but
they're like,
then
"Oh,
Kid
you
doesn't
got
hear
us."
that.
They're like, "Why are
Kid
we
doesn't
called the
even hear-
weakest again?" Oh yeah, we got Shanks on our back. He can help us. Like that's something they know they're doing. They're antagonizing him, knowing
You think
if something
Kid can
goes
hear that?
wrong, Shanks is gonna help. They
You
wouldn't be
think Kid
doing this
can
if
hear
Shanks
that?
wasn't there.
You think Kid can hear that from all the way over there? He's gonna be like, "Oh, guess I gotta wait till Shanks pulls up." Like, come on, bro. Like this Kid had to fight Shanks. This is like whether you like it or not, he had to fight. So it's like, okay, there's
Yeah,
these
again,
bums
and
coming
Shanks
up.
was gonna fight him. He was literally on his way. They were like, "You want us to handle it?" He's like, "Nah, we shouldn't underestimate him." Like Shanks is taking him very seriously. He says he's a 3 billion berry man. He says both
And
sides
Shanks
are taking him serious.
recognizes the
Killer
threat. He literally
Killer
saw what
tells
happened.
Killer tells him that his fleet are some named pirates. I don't know why he would say that because he's clearly wrong. Shanks' fleet even says we're weak as fuck. So Killer just wrong at this point.
He lied to this
But
man.
Kid in this position is the dumbest one, literally. Killer's like,
There's
yo,
no dumb, bro.
maybe
Like,
you shouldn't attack him. You got your arm took before. Maybe we should think about this. His fleet could be stronger than you think. And Shanks is
Or
like,
sneaking.
actually, let's actually just. I'm gonna run the ones with him. I'm gonna fight him real quick. And he's
Yeah,
like,
'cause, like,
I'm gonna destroy the whole fleet. Like, what?
Like what would Law have done in Kid's place?
Law would have
Would've
not.
even
I
run
think.
up
I
on
think
him.
Law
Never attacked them.
would not run up on him, bro. And the
You know
thing is,
better.
like, I think low key speaking, Kid would have done way better against Blackbeard because I don't think Blackbeard knew his kid, and Kid would have just sunk his fucking ship and like killed Pudding, because like Pudding was on that ship, right? So it's like low key, if Kid was against Blackbeard, that shit would have gone way better. Unless Blackbeard like teleports on Kid's ship, then that kind of gets fucked.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the
high
only
key,
reason
Law would have prioritized his crew. He's no way he's letting them niggas die.
he would have
Law
got them the
would've-
fuck out of there, right? Law would the only reason why Law was able to get away from Blackbeard is because he's in a submarine, and the Blackbeard pirates are fucking devil fruit users, right? How would
Well,
Kid
actually,
have
no,
gotten
Beppo
away
just
from
go.
Blackbeard?
Beppo.
Actually, Beppo just swam away.
Oh, no,
No, like the polar tank was
No, no.
sank, bro. That's even embarrassing,
Yeah,
bro. How does your submarine?
the ship got
How does your
sunk.
submarine get? How does your submarine get sunk when you're like when the dudes can't even touch you, bro?
But did
Why
Beppo
would you-
swim them
Well,
away?
they had to come out of it.
Yeah, he just literally
Yeah.
put him on his back and swam off.
He grabbed no.
That's
the,
crazy.
yo,
Beppo
Law's
went
crew-
crazy, dog. That nigga went
Law-
Sulong and then solo Blackbeard's crew. He threw a boulder at Blackbeard and Burgess. Burgess, the strongest man in the world, didn't catch it for some reason. And then put the beats on Van Auger and then left.
That's because they got caught off guard, bro. Like,
They're caught off guard, bro.
Bro, they seen him do it. They watched him do it.
yeah, and that
It was,
shit
bro.
destroyed-
Look, okay, but Sulongs are fast as fuck. Like you gotta remember.
That's what we're going with.
Blackbeard.
We're going with
Yeah.
the fact that he picked up a big ass boulder and threw it before they could react.
Yeah, Mink Sulongs are fast as hell, my boy.
Yeah. Wait. You got to
Buffed up.
figure.
Nah.
Wait, Carrot was Carrot.
Carrot speed with Zoro.
Carrot
Like,
is-
No,
base Mink.
I'm pretty sure they were caught off guard. I remember this correctly.
Dude,
Yeah.
no.
Yes,
they were caught
bro,
off
yes,
guard that
they
he
were.
went to Sulong. That's why. Not that they didn't see him.
Super Sulong.
They just didn't expect Sulong.
Chopper the plug.
Oh, let me see.
They watched him do this, like literally. Because Blackbeard's like, Sulong during the day, and then he goes, he hits Van Auger out the way, he goes and picks up a rock or a boulder and then throws it at Burgess and Blackbeard. Like, they
Then he
just
runs
take
away.
that shit. And they're just under the rock, bro. Even if they got caught off guard, they're just under it. And then he beats up Van Auger and runs away, and then they get from under the boulder.
No, he swipes at Van Auger. He doesn't beat him up. He just like swipes, which is technically also Blackbeard, but chill.